Welcome back to Midday. We've got Tracy Moffett joining us, Tracy Moffett and Associates, and we love having you on the show, Tracy, because you come up with these really cool different topics every time. And today we're talking about renovating your home versus just moving. And we tried so hard to, well, I know that you and I were talking about getting a clip from Love It or List It. We don't have one to show, but I think a lot of people have seen that show, Love It or List It, where they renovate it, and then they go show the people, the clients, a home as well, or a few homes, and then they get them to decide, do you want to love it or do you want to list it?
Yeah, and you know what? It's probably one of the most common questions that we get, and it's stuff that we do as realtors on a daily basis. People call us all the time, and they're like, we don't know, should we do this? Is it worth it? And we go over to their houses a lot of the times, and a lot of the times it's getting them out, getting them familiar with what's on the market to kind of help them make their decision about which direction they want to do it. So I kind of thought I would talk about the three biggest topics that we come across when deciding, should you move or should you stay and renovate?
Yeah, I could see that as being a common question too. And then when it comes to, and I know you'll get to this in our slides, but how much is it going to cost you to renovate versus, would you just be better off buying, right? So things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors and stuff that that go into that decision. And first and foremost, it's a personal decision. Yeah. It's between you and your family, but we try and help you kind of clear the fog, so to speak, and just act as a sounding board for people too.
Okay, well, let's go through these pictures. Our first one is friendly neighbors.
Yeah, so, is your home in your heart? Like, your emotions have a lot to say about your house. So do you have a good relationship with your neighbors? Do you have emotional ties to the house? Maybe the location is fantastic and it works for you. So, in a situation like this, you might want to stay put. You could also bring in an architect or a designer to see if the renovations that you're thinking or maybe putting an addition on will work for you. So, of course, like I was saying before, it's a personal decision and emotions are a big part of it.
Yeah, and neighbors are big, right?
Yes.
That might be
neighbors can make you stay.
They can.
But they can also make you want to move. And I've been in both situations. So.
I think a lot of people have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a common thing. Yeah.
I could say we have the most fantastic neighbors. So right now we're good where we are. The next one we have is great location.
Yeah, so this is going back to that same topic we were just talking about. So a lot of times, in real estate, it's location, location, location. So maybe you just don't want to move from that location. So obviously, renovation is the answer for you. Okay. But flipping on the other side, maybe it's not the greatest location. So maybe it's a chance for you to get out and you'll want to move.
Okay, well, this is the next one, what I was talking about just quickly there, the budget, right? So you have to really weigh your options here when it comes to money.
Exactly, when it comes to renovating, but also purchasing as well, too. So you want to look at the marketplace and the areas that you're interested in. Can you afford those areas? Can you afford to move to those areas? So the real estate market has a big part to it, but so does when you're renovating too, because a lot of times you could maybe budget, say you're going to budget $50,000 and you have a contractor and you're going along, but all of a sudden you found this really nice light fixture or this really nice floor, and all of a sudden your budget is totally blown. Right. So obviously you want to make sure that you have the budget to do it. You can talk to your bank about lending against your house, so using the home equity in your house to pay for some of these renovations.
Okay, and then you might get really excited and potentially overspend.
Yes, that is very easy to do, and that's where you can blow the budget, and it's so easy to do. So it's something that you want to look out for.
Okay. What is I don't remember what our next one is, Tracy.
We should have to,
There you go. How did I not remember that?
Will this one move be enough, or are you better to maybe even build a house? So again, taking a close look at your house, is it a small house? Is there a wall that you can maybe blow out that can fix your situation?
Would make a huge difference.
Yeah, and you know what? Probably the biggest thing that, and it's almost free, is decluttering your house. It is is
it feels so good to do that.
It does, and it's a big bone of contention for us to tell people because
How do you say that to
How do you
someone?
say it? But you know what? If you declutter, you can really have a look at the actual space that you have around you. And you know what? Maybe just decluttering and moving a few things around, maybe getting some fresh paint and stuff is all you need to do.
Yeah.
But if you don't, if you're living in a half duplex or a house that doesn't have a whole lot of room to grow as far as additions, then it might be the time for you to move.
Okay, we're almost out of time, so the last one is over improving. I think this is a great example of that.
Yes, so you really want to watch when you are doing those renovations that you don't over improve, because when you're in a certain neighborhood and you're the biggest house in the neighborhood,
it can look so weird, can't it?
It can look weird, and it's going to totally hurt your resale value. So you really have to watch, look at your neighbors, kind of see what everybody's doing, because you really want to make sure you don't over improve unless you're going to stay there for 20, 25 years. But 5 years seems to a lot can change.
Yeah, and things you want to fit the neighborhood, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Good tips. Thanks, Tracy. There you go. Tracy's information is on the screen. We are back in a moment. We are talking about Boogie the Bridge coming up, so stay with us.